When you use any of these Ebsco databases, first thing you're going to want to do is sign in so that you can access any resources that you find. You can save them to a folder and access them later. So you click sign in. My ID and password are already there because they're saved on my computer. When you sign in the first time, it's going to ask you for permission to collect some information on how our library uses the database and things like that. Just click yes, click continue, and hopefully you only have to do that once. Okay, looking at Ebsco. Whenever using a database, I recommend you use the advanced search because it helps you format the search terms. Example, we're going to use robotics as the topic. Now, that's a very broad topic. Nobody's going to do a research paper on robotics. It's going to be some aspect of robotics. You're either going to do something like robotics and the military, robotics and manufacturing, robotics and economics, or robotics and future, or maybe a combination of those. So anyway, for demonstration purpose, we'll put in robotics in our first term, and as our second term, let's go ahead and do manufacturing, or let's do medicine, because definitely robotics will be used in medicine in time for surgery and things like that. So let's go ahead and click on our search. Okay, now as you notice, we got with robotics and medicine, we had 882 responses. Right here is where you find your search results. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not going to scan through 882 resources trying to find the ones that are going to work for me. One thing you're going to want to always do is you're going to want to limit the results that you get. One thing you want to do is always check the box over on the side here that says full text, because if you don't do that, you're going to end up with some abstracts, and that actually cuts it in almost in half. We're down to 448. Otherwise, it would just be sort of like these pages that would say, okay, in this article you'll find out about data, 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 just in a paragraph rather than the actual article. That's good when you're in college, because then you know what the abstract is, then you use a different database that the college has and actually see the article. You don't have that ability. So anyway, you want to use the full text there. If you want peer reviewed, then those will be more academic. You can choose that. If you want it to be a cover story, which means one of the main articles that month or quarterly or whatever it is of that resource, that magazine, you do that. Or you can also, and we'll just leave it as is for right now. Notice that this has articles from 1950 to 2021. Well, I don't care about robotics in the 1950s. Let's bring it all the way up to, let's keep it up within the last, 5 years. So about there, 2017, 2021. And that cuts it down to 77 articles. So these are going to be the most current articles for your research purposes. Do you want academic journals, newspaper articles, encyclopedias? I think all of those in this case would be fine, so I would probably use those. You can also see if you want, if it has any other sources. It doesn't. Those are the main ones that it has. Sometimes you can click the more and it would show things like videos or photos and things like that that it could also search, that you, in case you wanted them. You can choose the publishers and things like that. We aren't going to worry about that at this point. We don't have that many that we need to search or narrow it down a whole lot. You do want to look at the subjects. So, do you want to have something that is going to include the term of surgical robots? Well, since I mentioned that, I'm going to say yes, because when I already mentioned that we were going to do medicine and robotics, I didn't. We could have put in surgery there, but yeah, let's do surgery and robotics. Okay, so that narrowed it down to 26 articles that you might want to use if you want to do something about surgery and robotics.